start this. We've got 2 days of practice under your belt so far. How are things going?
So far, they're going good. We had some, we had camp the week before, so these first 2 days being the acclimation period, we've been just helmets, but it's just been a lot of technical work. Obviously, we just trying to get some fundamental stuff down, but as far as installing what we're doing and what we've got in, I'm pretty happy with where we're at.
You have a lot of familiar faces back. Let's start with the offense. Guys that have been here, guys that have played, guys know how to win. Talk to me about some of these guys.
Yeah, we're going to look like young at some positions, but really a lot of the guys up front have played before. Now we're moving some positions around, but losing four really of our skill guys last year who were all state track athletes. So our offense is different, that's for sure. But Nick Edwards coming back from injury after missing last season. Hayden Miller's going to be back in the mix. He'll be moving back to more of just a running back, maybe a little bit of slot type position compared to where last year because injuries was having to move around. And then Corey Mowbray was an all-state linebacker for us last year, but is moving from offensive guard back to fullback. And then Logan Miller, who's one of our better tackles last year, offensive lineman, is going to play a little bit of blocking tight end, but give us a little bit of threat down the field as well.
Even though you moved them around, they have a lot of experience and a lot of game experience. That's key.
Yeah, this senior class too. I mean, I've been watching these kids play since they were in seventh grade, and this is one of the classes, first one we've had in a couple years. I can truly say that they're football players. So these guys have played since freshmen. We have a sophomore starting. He started as a freshman. Logan started since a freshman. So we're getting some experience back. It's just a little bit different, but they've been tested.
You're talking about the track guys, and now you have football guys. How will your offense be different?
Well, we're going to be more of a power offense now. Those guys were great football players, great athletes, and we had to utilize them for what they were good at. Well, now we're returning an offensive line, even though we're moving a few of them, but we fell out. We're a little older at the offensive line than we were last year, and we're a little bit bigger in the backfield. So we're gonna slow it down and run the ball, a little more of a power game, and having Nick back's a big help too, because now we can hopefully spread out by throwing the ball instead of just having to run side to side.
And when he played there before, yeah, he gave you so many different options on what to do, and he would just sort of make it up on the fly a little bit, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I've always one thing about Nick. We said this last year as a coaching staff too. We missed him, of course, being on the field as far as his athletic ability and being a quarterback, but he's also a coach on the field, and the leadership he brings out there, it's nice to have. And you pair him with, Hayden in the backfield or wherever he's going to be, and then you put Corey, who was on the line. Those three are able to lead everyone else, and we can get everyone lined up. And him being back just kind of completes that puzzle and makes it a lot easier for us.
All small schools, a lot of guys play both ways. But when they do that, it keeps them in the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky the last few years. We've been able to rotate just enough on the defensive line and maybe a linebacker to keep a few guys fresh. But yeah, our guys. I mean, we're going to have upper 20s to 30 players, and between offense, defense, special teams, you're going to be on the field somewhere. So. Yeah, they get loose. We got to make sure we're in shape, but you never get out of the game. That's for sure.
How is your defense this year?
I'm excited about the defense. We're just some different looks as far as what we ran last year, coverage-wise. But we're returning all three of our linebackers. Like I said, led by Corey Mowbray, who was an All-State linebacker last year. But Logan Miller and Robert Mock. I feel like we have three of the better linebackers in the area. Defensive line-wise, we have a couple big kids in the middle that got some good time for us last year returning, and both defensive ends returning as well. And Hayden will be in the secondary, kind of leading a couple younger guys who are extremely athletic, and just kind of excited. I think we're going to be able to fly to the ball, and hopefully our front seven will be able to stop the run.
Over the last couple of years, your special teams has been special on kick blocks or putting pressure that way, or on returns and giving you guys good position. How will that be?
I feel like we'll be the same. Again, losing the speed we had from last year, we'll be a little bit different. But we take a lot of pride in scouting our opponents and trying some different stuff on special teams. Offensive and defensively, that's not going to affect what we're going to do on specials. We want to gain a possession or pin back field position, whatever we can do. And Coach Short's going to do our special team this year, and we're going to do a lot of the same stuff. But if we can find something new, we're going to take a chance at it.
But especially on defense, you've never been afraid to bring it and do things at different times and take that chance.
Absolutely. We're talking about being more of a possession offense maybe, but if you can get a turnover or pin somebody back and get the ball back, more possessions equal more points. So we're going to push the envelope a little bit. We'll bring some pressure and try some different things, and hopefully it'll pan out for us.
One area of your football team or game that you may stress in the next 10 days before Jamboree?
I think we're really going to get after, I'd say, our coverage. Just trying to look and see what we're going to do there. We'll do a lot of the same stuff we did last year, but having a couple of those younger guys, like I said, they're great athletes and they're pretty good. They're good football players, but just getting them acclimated to our system and trying some different things with them and making them fit. And I think that's what we'll probably really push this next week.
Biggest change so far since you have the whistle on the big hat on your head. What's the biggest change you've noticed after a couple days?
I would say really getting my assistants, and it's not just trying to get what I expect of them. They're doing great work. They're all putting the time in and doing stuff like that, and but just trying to get them, to fill, not necessarily fill the roles we've had in the past, but find their niches and figure out where we're all going to work together. I'd say that's probably the biggest change so far.
Where are you going to Jamboree?
We are at Paris this year with South and West Tran Paris.
Okay, that's a baptism right away. You guys will sort of get hit in the mouth a little bit by these teams, but you'll be able to hit back, and it'll be a good experience, won't it?
Yeah. Before last year, we've started off the season with Marceline previously before we joined the Lewis and Clark Conference, and we always said it was always a tough game, but it was a great thing for us because it was really showed us where we're at and what do we need to improve on. Well, now with this Jamboree facing the South Shelby and West Tran, it's in Paris as well. It's a great chance to see three different style teams, find our weaknesses, and hopefully be able to fix them before week one.
Did that year watching help you? Did it help you in that way to just see things from a different perspective?
Yeah, I could see what in games. It's hard to see what the defense is in sometimes, and being on the sideline, you can kind of see what they're moving around and stuff. So I got a pretty good idea what teams like to do more. We don't even watch film and stuff, but that'd be after the week, so it's pretty nice to be able to see what teams do.
Okay, you got a lot of guys back. You got a lot of weapons. That makes it easier for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, Hayden Mill, he's been good for us in the past. He's a deep threat, and he can run the ball too, so that's pretty nice. Corey Mowbray, he's bigger. He was a lineman last year, but he lost 15 pounds, and he's got pretty soft hands out of the backfield, so he's going to be pretty good for us too.
This program has been good for a long time, and you guys just want to keep that going, don't you? And that's a sense of pride every time you go out there, isn't it?
Yeah, Knox County football has been pretty good in the past, and we want to keep that going, and it's our senior year. It's my senior year, so I want to keep the tradition going of what the seniors have done in the past.
Just tell me how that experience helps overall in game experience, how you use that against your opponents.
Well, playing after several years, like the people across you, especially if you play against them, you know what they do, and so I try to amp up my game and change stuff every year, add new stuff to my arsenal to help me do better things in games.
You guys have a lot of weapons, and in a way that frees you up a little bit because they can't cover everybody, can they?
Yeah, having Nick back this year is really going to help out, being able to spread out the pass game, and that will really open up holes when we run the ball. And having Corey Mowbray in the backfield, he's a tank back there, and having Logan Miller as a tight end, he's a big guy, but he has really soft hands, and that'll help us a lot.
This team's been good for a long time. You want to keep that going. Just talk to me about the pride that you want to keep that winning tradition going.
Yeah, we have a saying here, it's do what we do, and we don't really care what the other team's doing, and we just try to focus on what we're doing, and that usually in the past has just, led us to having a good, solid season.
What do you play in defense?
Strong safety.
Okay. Oh, you get to hit people, don't you? You like that because you can read things. Since you're a receiver, does that help you play that position on defense?
Yeah, playing wide receiver helps me with safety because as a safety, you can tell know what a lot of routes they're gonna run or when they're gonna break off, and it helps me to read their routes.